George Ferguson is Senior Aerospace, Defense, and Airlines Analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence. He joins us from Bloomberg Intelligence headquarters
George
in
is like,
Princeton.
come on, you knuckleheads. You got a Bloomberg right in front of
okay.
you. Come on. Just
Yeah,
read, this,
I know,
read the ticker.
I sometimes message George with questions, and he sends me back how to do it on the Bloomberg. So, George, we've got this handy sort of timeline in the Bloomberg news story here. Thank God we have this because it's great. The dates include February 2022, April 2022, July 2022. Frontier and Spirit agree to combine. Then JetBlue offers to buy Spirit. Spirit terminates Frontier deal, agrees to sell to JetBlue. Federal judge blocks JetBlue Spirit deal. Look, there's 5 more things that I could read right now. I'm not going to waste your time doing that. Is the regulatory environment such that this deal could actually happen this time?
Yeah, I think so, right? This morning, we were just playing around with schedules for the first quarter, the team and I. And, we took a quick look at where Spirit Airlines would shake out in size. And right now, I think it would be the 6th largest, Spirit and Frontier combined. They'd be the 6th largest U.S. airline, just barely ahead of JetBlue. And so I just don't see where, merging these two together, allowing these two to merge together, to create a 6th largest airline is really going to affect competition significantly in the U.S. market. And look, I think the basic economy business, which is where these two largely live, they're trying to do some premium business as well. That looks overcapacitized, if that's the correct word, and if that's a real word. And so
we'll take it.
Why not put them both together and figure out if they can make a go of it?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, right? There's the point, the regulatory side of it, which you addressed, but does it make more sense? Tim and I were talking ahead of chatting with you, George. It seems like the majors are doing okay. It's like everybody else is struggling.
Yeah, I mean, there is, like I said, it feels like too much capacity in the basic economy, lower end. That won't last forever. And look, Spirit's already shed a whole bunch of airplanes, right? So they think they're going to have about 100 coming out here. Probably combined, I think, with about 250 of Frontier airplanes. You'd have an airline with about 350 airplanes. I think that, the combined airline could probably serve more markets and be more interesting to customers. And I think that maybe the combined customer base could provide a better loyalty program, right? Loyalty programs kind of key right now for airlines. You pay to take a credit card, you buy your groceries on it, the airline makes a bunch of money off it. It's not going to be, the Chase Platinum kind of loyalty program or the American Express loyalty program, but it could drive some extra revenue combining these two customer bases. So I don't think it's an impossible task to put them together and have them be profitable. It'll be challenging.
You know what we really want to know? Are they going to have a lounge? Are we going to have lounge access?
You may be surprised. You may. JetBlue's talking about lounges.
Yeah.
They're talking about proper first-class seats at Frontier. I mean, the airline business is, swapping a seat out of an airplane isn't a crazy expensive, event. And so you can adjust those interiors fairly easily. And in the airline business, when something works, most things in the business are pretty flexible. Everybody goes there. And so, as soon as something works, everybody goes there, and usually it gets stepped on and depleted before you know it.
Okay, so we're talking JetBlue. This is kind of a perfect segue.
I know. You're welcome.
On demand.
You're welcome. Thank you, George.
On demand and for next year, Lisa Abramowitz actually spoke to Joanna Garrity, JetBlue's CEO, yesterday. Here's what she had to say.
2025 has been a very tough year, whether it was the macro setback or the government shutdown or the list goes on and on. We're really looking forward to the holiday season. Bookings are coming in strong. As we go into 2026, we're optimistic that the consumer is healthy and that we're going to start really ramping up the initiatives that we have been working really hard for the last year to execute to and seeing the benefit as we move through 2026.
Okay, so that's Joanna Garrity, the CEO of JetBlue yesterday. She's optimistic for next year. How does that gel with what we've heard from other carriers, just very briefly?
Yeah, so again, I think premium is doing better than basic economy, and JetBlue's definitely pivoting towards premium, talking about lounges. That should work well for them. They have a nice brand, and we'll see how the consumer holds up during the year. But JetBlue could do all right. Again, Delta, American, United, I think, are leading the pack into 2026.
It is down 40% this year, and it's a $4.77 a share stock. Wow.